Hi there, it's Lori, and my story is that I've spent all day trying to get all of the winners from the Friday video, the video versus the live. Yeah, it's been an adventure. My goal was to have that video out Wednesday night. Not only was that not out Wednesday night, it's not going to be this one. However, it will be out sometime on Thursday, okay? So put your notifications on, turn that bell to all. I know it doesn't always notify all, but I'll try to put a post up as well. Please remember the GoFundMe. I'll put the link as a pinned comment. Again, I think that's the easiest way for people to grab it. The GoFundMe for Lexi to help her family out. People are being very generous, and that word. Let me talk about generosity. Generosity does not only come with money. You can be generous with yourself by teaching someone else how to do something. You can be generous with the Stitcherhood by spending all that time stitching up a blanket. It's a lot of time. So, all of that being said, I want to mention that generosity is more than dollar bills, okay? As Sally Stevens would say, kindness matters, and kindness can be a form of generosity. Caring about each other. And that means just sharing out the GoFundMe. If you don't have the money, that's okay. Share it out because somebody else might for that specific thing. But I want you all to know that generosity is not just money. It is not just giving things. It is giving of yourself. It is giving of your time. Okay? I just want you to remember that. So it was brought to my attention that word, oh, that person's very generous because they give this or that. I felt it was very important to let you all know how I feel about generosity, and it is far more than dollar bills, okay? We're not going to go into, I've had massive counseling type breakthroughs this week related to why do I give so much? I do. Those of you who haven't been watching my channel for long, giveaways are not a common thing in my channel, okay? Now, when I start memberships, I'll have member giveaways. I don't know if that's going to be every month, every 2 months. I'm not even sure what that's going to look like yet. I'm never doing one like I just did again. Never. It's not happening. No. It's been hours and hours and hours of my time because randomization is only as good as its programmer, and humans are not randomizers. We aren't. So I was using something called the wheel of anything, which means I was having to go in to YouTube and I was looking through and making sure I found all the comments that had the keywords in it. Anyway, you'll see soon. But I'm very happy with the choice, as I feel like the wheel of anything really spread out the winnings. I haven't even talked about the throwback thing at all yet. I will, I promise. I have to look back through. I don't think there's anyone that this applies to now, but there was a time. But if there are, I will list your names in the video. if there's somebody who participated in all three, left a comment or whatever in all three and tried to win something but didn't win anything, I will ask you to send me your address if you want, and you will get a small item. Okay, a small, nothing that is going anywhere else, much smaller than that. Okay, so, but I think I will have to look through, but I literally think everyone that participated in all three, I think everyone won something. Some people only participated in one and won something. I really sincerely don't think there was anybody that didn't win anything. All right. So let's talk about my grandma's blanket. We're going to start with this one because I showed it the other day because somebody is making, it might be Lexi. I am sitting on this blanket. Well, this is fun. Oh my gosh. Ugh. How did I get it wrapped around myself? Because I'm talented. I'm so talented. All right. So this is one of my grandma's mile minutes. We know this is the front because that's where the Jacob's ladder is. This is the one that I had 30 to 40 years old coffee stains in. I literally don't know how long the coffee stains were in there. I did have to treat it 3 or 4 times, but they all came out. And it's beautiful. So you have she did the different colors and the Jacob's ladder stitch going up the middle there. My grandma did everything with written patterns because it was the 70s and 80s when she was doing this for the most part. She might have done a little bit in the 90s, but I think it was mostly 70s and 80s. But this one was probably in the 80s because I'm looking at that yarn and it looks, I don't know, more current. Anyway, Missy Mouse stain remover. I will tag that product because it's amazing. Now, don't just spray. I would spray and dab and spray and dab. And then let it sit for an hour or two. And then dab. And then spray, let it sit overnight and dab. So I did work with it to get it to happen. I apologize for not making that more clear in the original video, but I just, this is an example. There are so many ways to do mile a minutes, and I love that my grandma had one. Like I said, I'm going to guess that's from the 80s. I'm not sure. This one, y'all need to tell me. I don't think I've shown this before. Is this knitted? I'm thinking this is knitted and not crocheted. What do y'all think? I really think it's knitted. And I only recently found out that my grandma knitted, and this is my mom's mom that I'm talking about. My other grandma was artistic in different ways. She did ceramics and she painted. So, lots of artistic family members. This is definitely knitted. The more I look at it, the more but look at how beautiful that is. So, she did beautiful work. And there's her border. It looks like that looks like it might be crocheted. Looks like I need to go back in and weave in ends just to clean it up a little bit. But again, I washed all of these because they'd been sitting in a cedar chest. That is why I don't have any holes in them. No moths to get to that. It's been in a cedar chest that my mom had since she married my dad back in 1965. Now, they were only married a handful of years. I want to say 8. I don't know. I was less than 2 when they split, but they stayed best friends. They just were better friends than they were partners. So, I mean, it's more complicated than that, but they were always friends. And then my mom and my stepmom were best friends. I know it sounds like I'm making that up because that's not normal or typical. And I recognize how blessed I was to have that kind of dynamic where my parents truly co-parented. They were amazing. So, anyway, this one was crocheted. I'm also, what do you think? Do you think this was 70s or 80s? I'm leaning towards 80s just because of the colors. This is definitely crocheted though. Where did I see? I feel like I saw this stitch in my book. But that's just a little bit of my grandma's work. If that might inspire some of you for your knitting or crocheting. And again, mile a minute just means you're doing those vertical strips. There's so many different ways to do them. They're very cool and I like them. So please, 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 at a minimum, yes, if you make content on YouTube, share out the GoFundMe on as a post or whatever. If you have an Instagram, you can share out that link. You can share that to Instagram. You'll have to include a picture because that's how Instagram works. You're welcome to share it on Facebook as well as a fundraiser. So, I share to Instagram, which automatically shares to Facebook. So, and that is how Mama G saw it before I actually emailed her. But anyway, share it out. If you have money, $1, $2, $5, whatever. Great. Please contribute. But sharing it out is a huge help. The more we can reach out, the more we can get out and reach as many people as we can, the more likely we are to actually be able to fully help Lexi and her family through this time of loss. It's loss of things, but I don't know if any of you all have ever had a car accident, but there's a lot of money involved before you ever get any money from insurance. And then you also have your deductible and all that stuff. And that's just that part of it. That's not all the stuff they lost. Okay? So, share it out. Contribute if you can. All donations are absolutely welcome. And you can donate from other countries because someone already did. That's how I know that's true. All right. So, thank you all so much for coming in. Watch for the next winners or last winners video. And there will never be another winners video like this again. I promise. For my own sanity. Okay. And I need to nope. You don't need to know that. I was going to tell you about something I need to film. You don't need to know that right now. I'm being silly. I think you're all going to die laughing. Hopefully, don't actually, please. I'm funny, but I'm not that funny. Please be careful. Just kidding. All right. So, yeah. I'm clearly slap happy. I have been sleep deprived for 2 nights in a row. And I'm in rough shape. So, thank you for coming in. Watch for that winners video. Share out the GoFundMe. Contribute if you can. Can I get an amen? Hugs to you all. Whatever kind of hug you need. Virtual hug from Mima Potato Head if that's what you need. virtual hugs from me if that's what you need. All right? I appreciate you all. Bye.